evening to you, dear TV friend, and welcome to another edition of our weekend news session. That is Parish News Roundup, where we take you to the corners of the Diocese of Buea and precisely into some deaneries and parishes. And through the instrumentality of our parish news reporters, we bring to your awareness newsworthy events on what transpired in the course of the week. Today being Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, and we are just entering into the 5th week of the Lenten season in the church's liturgical calendar year C. Lots transpired in the course of the just ending week here in the Diocese of Buea, down from the west coast in Limbe, right up to the hilly and stony road of Munyenge, where the bishop paid a pastoral visit, and right down to the road leading to littoral around Tiko Douala. We are talking about St. Leticia and many other places of the Diocese of Buea. And so, dear TV friend, we urge you to remain glued to your television screens as we bring to your awareness all that transpired in the course of the just ending week here in the Diocese of Buea. We shall be back in a bit. Welcome back, dear TV friend. To begin with, we shall take you down to some parishes located around the Atlantic Ocean, and we shall take you to Bota Deanery and precisely into St. Peter and Paul Parish in Batoke, where Christians were urged and have been very, very active on their feet to continue their Christian commitments in various regards. And then our parish news reporters equally were not lukewarm or indifferent, as they were always on spot through the aid of Lucy Bisong and associates to bring to our awareness all that happened in the course of the week right up to today's liturgy in that parish. Let us get details and more in the upcoming report with our parish news reporter.
Welcome to St. Peter and Paul Parish, Batoke, Blooming Environment, West Coast. Here are the happenings of the week. Last Wednesday and Friday, the 26th and 28th March, we see as the St. Denis choir members visited some old and the less privileged people. Today, Sunday, the 3rd screening of the RCA for catechumens and candidates, and more coming up in the program. Stay tuned. Last Wednesday and Friday, 26th and 28th March, we see as the members of St. Denis Choir visited some old and the less privileged people along the community. Today, Sunday, the 3rd scrutiny of the RCA for catechumens and the candidates were carried out and were blessed. The scrutiny was being conducted by the parish priest together with the catechists, mass servers, as they were and mass servers as the non-baptized candidate were being anointed. Prayers offered to them. During the homily, we heard as God love and mercy is for us. The CWA Mother of Mercy held their seminar in Batoke. After the celebration of Mass, we started with advice and welcome words from the Zonal President, Mami Vola Patricia. And more was being said about a good leader for the growth of the CWA. Thank you, good people of Divine Mercy Radio Television. Stay tuned to our program. I'm Luis Chafo. By the camera, we have Lucy Bisong on the camera, and assisted by the parish priest, Father Divine. Next week, if God permits, we will see again. Same frequency, same time, same amplitude. Bye. Taking you from the west coast down there at St. Peter and Paul Parish, Batoke,
We shall take you now down to the foot of Mount Cameroon, and we shall be taking you to one of the parishes within Boyadineri, and that is St. Martin the Porres Parish, Bukwango, commonly referred to as the citadel, or rather the jewel of the Diocese of Boya. It has been a busy week too in that community, of course, with lots of engagement, parochial engagements, meeting sessions, and right up to a very, very active liturgical celebration that was observed today in that parish. Our parish news reporters, Napoleon Kenfo, working in close collaboration with Gloria Ndobolifanje and Edna Numbisi, equally compiled the details as we get in the upcoming report.
Hello, TV friends, and thank you for turning your attention to St. Martin de Porres Parish, Bokwango, for what brings news from this other part of the diocese. I am Napoleon Kenfo, working in hand with Edna Nobisi and Gloria Lombo.
Friday, we saw the first anniversary of Father Benjamin Fund that was celebrated at the parish level with the Christians and the parishioners who came to wish him well in the course of his first anniversary.
I take you to Bojongo as St. Martin de Porres Parish Christians join the Christians of the diocese in procession in the course of the Lenten pilgrimage that was organized by the Bishop of the Diocese of Boya. St. Martin de Porres Parish Christians join in procession through the Station of the Cross. Jesus our Lord is crucified.
One of the pilgrims from St. Martin de Porres Parish, Bokwango, who took part in the pilgrimage, was cut off, and she had this as a satisfaction.
I am Roshola Benedicta from Bokwango Parish, and we started this morning with the Station of the Cross, and we have followed through the 14 stations. And walking through the footsteps of Christ, you can feel an emotional connection to the suffering and sacrifice. And these Stations of the Cross that we are walking through has given us an opportunity to contemplate on his agony, and it has helped us to build our spiritual growth. And now confessions are going on, and after the confessions we're going to have Mass, and after Mass is going to be the end of our pilgrimage, and we're going to go home. And I believe that each and every one of us will go home fulfilled and more connected to God, because his pain and suffering is something that we have to contemplate on a daily, to be able to love our neighbors as ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and God bless you. To conclude the pilgrimage, they had Mass. I take you to today's Sunday as Father Benjamin Fund took the Mass, the 8 a.m. Mass, and in his homily, he challenges the Christians to forgive sin, except.
Greetings, said rest of divine mercy, rate, and provision. And Father Benjamin from the creator of St. Martin the Porres Parish, Bokwango. Today is the 5th Sunday of Lent. Our gospel passage of today invited us to meditate and reflect on the woman caught in adultery, wherein Christ gives her the second chance. And as he gives her the second chance, so too he gives each and every one of us a chance, and calling us to hope and invite us into a new life with him. Thank you and happy Sunday.
Thank you, Father.
Christians who attended this Mass welcome this message as their take home, as one of the Christians was cut off, and she had this in her accent.
My name is Okwele Rashe from Catholic Church Bukwango. The priest teach us about forgiveness. So I learned a lot. I will take this home to go and teach others for learn how to forgive. So thank you.
So, TV friends, we have come to the end of today's session for Parish News Roundup. Remember, Napoleon Kenfo remains my name, and Nanubisi, Gloria Lombo. In close collaboration, I will be coming up next week to update you for what makes news from this end. From the other part of the diocese, this is St. Martin de Porres Parish, Bokwango, over from this end to the studio.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Napoleon Kenfo, for bringing to us that report live from the jewel of the Diocese of Boya. That is St. Martin de Porres. And we shall straight away take you to Sacred Heart Parish, Bomaka, best known as Boma City, Boma Kingdom. Boma City correspondent will be briefing us on the right of Christian initiation of adults with the scrutiny that is ongoing in preparation of the catechumen for reception of the sacrament of initiation. He will equally be updating us on more and lots of happenings in that parochial community with regard to Christian engagement. Let us get details and more in the upcoming report with our Boma City correspondent, Cliff Hour.
It is already the 5th Sunday of Lent, and of course we are getting to the climax of the Passion narrative. I am Cliff Hour. Welcome you to Sacred Heart Parish, Bomaka, Boma City, Boma Kingdom, to be giving you what made news over the week. We have the Mass at 9 o'clock here in the main mission, where the 33 catechumens had their final scrutiny, and of course the special offertory and child presentation by this reporter and his family. That is the lone news we developed for you today. Follow the reporter in the details.
On this 5th Sunday of Lent, the churches here see the Eucharistic Assembly of Sacred Heart Main Mission joined together for the sacrifice of the Holy Mass, celebrated by Reverend Father Rodrigue Yangsi in an exchange visit with Reverend Father Cletus Aka, the parochial vicar of Sacred Heart Parish, Bomaka, Boma City, Boma Kingdom. In the course of the Mass, the celebrant also performed the last rite on some catechumens during the last scrutiny on this 5th Sunday of Lent, preparing them for the sacrament of baptism and of First Holy Communion in accordance with the rites of Christian initiation of adults. Also, during special offertory, this reporter, his family, relatives and friends had special offertory and child presentation of their son, our Zeki Alumba, as the church demands after the baptism of a child. With gifts in kind and cash, they danced processing to God's sanctuary for all his benefits received this far. Baptism that makes anyone a child of God by taking away his or her original sin and making them members of the church was the sole reason why the family of this reporter, relatives and friends, came today to present their son before the sanctuary of the Lord.
According to the rites of the Christian initiation for adults or of adults, catechumens are supposed to do doctrine for 3 years, which in Sacred Parish Bomaka they have completed the period. They started the 1st Sunday of Lent with their election. From the 3rd up to the 5th Sunday, they have had their scrutinies, preparing them to receive the sacraments of baptism and of First Holy Communion during Holy Saturday and Easter Sunday. And of course, we also saw the child presentation of the reporter and family during the same second Mass that was celebrated by Reverend Father Rodrigue Yangsi in Sacred Parish, Bomaka, Boma City, Boma Kingdom. That was a little we could gather for you on this 5th Sunday of Lent. We wish all of us a steadfast Holy Week, especially as we begin Palm Sunday, where we'll be getting more reports from this part of the parish. I've been Cliff Hour, urging you to keep watching interesting programs over Divine Mercy Radio Television, Diocese of Poya. God willing, a better package will be yours. Next Sunday comes Palm Sunday. Bye-bye.
Cliff Hour, our Boma City correspondent, Sacred Heart Parish, Bomaka. Thank you so much for the update. And straight away, dear TV friend, we shall be taking you into Tiko January. This time around into Christ the King Parish, Movange in Tiko. There in that parish as well, the Christians have not been lukewarm. They have been engaged in one activity or another with actions in apostolic groups, engaging in prayer, especially as the days gradually unfold as we move towards the celebration of the Paschal Mysteries in a very, very fundamental way as we enter the 5th week of Lent within the church's liturgical calendar year C. Nzive Samuel, together with entire team of parish news reporters in that parish, equally compiled the details as we'll be getting in the upcoming report. Their update.
What marvels the Lord worked for us. Indeed, we were glad. Dear viewers, DMR TV, Diocese of Boya, you are watching news from Christ the King Parish, Movangetiko, the Parish of Light in the Diocese of Boya. Today, Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, 5th Sunday in Lent, year C. News in the course of the week past and today's Sunday, 5th Sunday of Lent, year C. Last Tuesday, the 1st of April 2025, the executive members of CWA, Stella Maris Division, visited the zones of Mater Dei and Mother of Good Counsel in Christ the King Parish, Movangetiko. In the course of the meeting, the executive members discussed the activeness of members, where the zones said some members are active while some are inactive. Some also who are inactive are sick, where they have made efforts to visit them either in their homes or in the hospitals. Also, the executive members advised the members of the two zones to hold frequent meetings where they should have a little teaching on prayer, saying the rosary, as well as the memorare. Again, the members talked about holding of executive posts where the bylaws state that a member must be active at least for 5 years, but in exceptional cases, the member can be given a post of responsibility or can be assigned. As well also, the members talked of respect, which is to be on age, post holding, and longevity, as well as this respect is to be reciprocal. The members of the executive of Stella Maris Division advised the zones of Christ the King Movangetiko that anytime they hold their meetings, they should ensure that they update the members on financial contributions and spending, which is to clear the minds of the members how finances is being raised and managed in the two zones. The executive members of Stella Maris as well advise the two zones to be creative in income generation, which is going to help the members to reduce financial contributions. At the end of the meeting, the divisional vice president had this to say.
My name is Amigetru Ngombok. I come from All Saints Zone. My branch name is Queen of Martyrs. All Saints Zone from Stella Maris Division. I be vice president for Stella Maris Division. Today we come from Christ the King Parish here for meet up the Mamidem for CWA for this parish, where they be made up of 2 zones with 4 branches. We carry on divisional tour. Last week we be there for All Saints Zone for St. Joseph Parish, Chico, and Fatima Zone. So today we there for CKP Parish for the zones and for here. So for this tour, as they put people them for cheer, they put mommy them for cheer for November. Some of them they don't know their divisional ESCO. So we come today, may they can know it will know their zonal ESCO, and then we come with plenty talk for them. We get relaxation inside CWA for this Stella Maris Zone. We get mommy them where they need to attend meetings. Mommy them where they don't know for lead meetings. Mommy them where they don't know how to talk rosary. So we can solve all that one then today. Say let them try for see mommy the way they know they come for meeting. Let them go meet them for their house and find out why they know they come for meeting. And then for carry on activities, so that with the activities the way they feel carry on, like for make soap, for make liquid soap, where if we generate the income for take and support their zone, for run their zones with them, where you no go over strain mommy them for the fine money.
Today, Sunday, the 6th of April, 2025, fifth Sunday in Lent, see, the parish had two holy masses. The 6:30 a.m. Holy Mass, officiated by the parish priest, Reverend Father George King Ngomba, with the liturgical singing led by Divine Mercy Choir. During the sermon, the parish priest preached. After the sermon, the rite of third scrutiny was done to year 3 candidates and catechumens into the rite of initiation.
Bow our heads and kneel down. Let us pray to this elect whom God has chosen. May the grace of the sacrament confirm them in Christ in his passion and resurrection, and enable them to go through over the bitter face of death.
At post-Holy Communion, Christians born in the month of April were called out and being blessed, as it is customary in Christ the King Parish Movagetiko, where every first Sunday of the month, Christians born in that month are being blessed. Dear viewers, DMR TV, all what you've watched are news from Christ the King Parish Movagetiko in the course of the week past, and today's Sunday, the 6th of April, fifth Sunday of Lent, C, where the rite of third scrutiny was done to year 3 candidates and catechumens. For presentation, I have been Ndive Samuel, wishing you all a happy Sunday.
Thank you so much, Ndive Samuel, for wishing us a happy Sunday, and we are saying similar to you. Dear TV friend, if you are just joining us, you are on to Parish News Roundup, which comes every Sunday from 7 p.m. And in this program, you are updated on happenings within the Diocese of Boya in the various deaneries and precisely into specific parishes. With regard to parochial activities, activities happen in various diocesan institutions, just to name a few in a litany of many. And so if you are just joining us on board, you are welcome. Straight away, we shall take you into St. John Paul II Parish, Ekona. Our parish news reporter refers to it as a land flowing with milk and honey, as a land of hope for humanity. Of course, so hopeful, so many hopeful activities transpired in the course of the week in that parochial institution, with the parish priest and direct assistants working in close collaboration to whip up the spiritual life of the Christians and to ensure that they receive the merit of God during this Lenten season. Our parish news reporter compiled the details and paints a picture on what has been happening in that land of hope for humanity, St. John Paul II Parish, Ekona. Ndemazia Cletus, together with Alan Bam, compiled details as we get in the upcoming report.
Hello, televiewers of DMR TV. Welcome to another edition Parish News Roundup. Here at St. John Paul II Parish, Ekona, a place where it is being filled with milk and honey, a holy soul. Today, I will take you inside the parish for what the main news within the course of the week. Today, the 6th of April 2025, and it is the 5th Sunday of the liturgical year C. For what the main news at this part of the diocese. Follow me.
On Tuesday, the 1st of April 2025, the pupils of Catholic School of Ekona, Queen of Peace Nursery and Primary School went on break in this second term holiday which is Easter break. The teachers and pupils carry out an interesting event in which they engage themselves into some sports activities like outdoors. We have handball boys, handball girls, and footballs. And this is to keep the pupils busy. The final was played for the team that qualified. The final was played for handball boys, handball girls, and football, where the team that win carried the day. Back to academic performance. The children were being called up for assembly. The result was being proclaimed by the various classes, teachers from pre-nursery to class 6 pupils. The first 3 from nurseries to primary 6 were being called up. The teacher also were not left out. Despite all these activities, an end of term, the teachers strategized to keep class 6 pupils busy for this second term Easter break to prepare for their upcoming common entrance and first school leaving certificates. More of this you will hear from the following interview.
I'm called Madam Aja Defin, one of the staff of Queen of Peace Primary and Nursery School, Catholic School, Ekona. Today, the 1st of April, we closed the children to go home for Easter break. And before we closed, to keep the day funky, we had football, handball games that we have been practicing within the week. We did inter-class competition, and the winners of that day, they had their final competition. After that, the children, we had some small music to dance, food to eat, and some foolery to share to the children, which keep them busy and happy for that day before we proclaim the results. And so we thank God that the day moved well, it was successful, and the children were all happy. Even those that failed, even after receiving their report card, they realized that they have failed. They were still happy because of the activities that took place on that day. So everybody went home happily.
And on Saturday, the 5th of April, there was a Daosan pilgrimage. This saw the Christians of Ekona Parish preparing for the spiritual event as far as the pilgrimage is concerned. Before leaving to Bojongo, St. John Paul II Parish, Ekona, gathered at the parish for blessing as the curate blessed the car and the pilgrimage. From Ekona Parish, the curate, after prayer for safe journey at the arrival to Bojongo, the Christians of Ekona start their journey with rosary procession. Then at the foot of the station, the Christians start the station of the cross. The Christians came for prayers with their powerful weapons like rosaries, hymnals, and the pidgin prayer books. They came to pray for their parish, families, and themselves.
I'm called Aja Defin from Ekona, St. John Paul the Parish, second parish. We are on our way to Bojongo. We are doing the station of the cross on the way. It really touched me so well because I was feeling pains in my body, but now I'm really feeling light.
And today Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, and it is the 5th Sunday in the church liturgical year C. Mass started at 6:30 a.m. with Father Edwin being the chief celebrant. In his homily, he preached on the theme, "Do unto others what you expect let others do to you," and that do not be judged, so that other will not judge you, that shall not judge. Present in church were the members of CMA, the Catholic Men Association, Christian from St. Charles Luanga Parish, Morocco, whom they came to visit Father as he celebrates his first anniversary as a priest. The Eucharistic celebration was being punctuated with special offertory that was being led by the CWA women for thanksgiving for Father Edwin anniversary. Thereafter, there was a basket for Caritas collection. This collection is a diocesan collection which will be used to help the needy in our community as large. After the post-communion prayer, the president of CMA, Calumet Association, spoke in church while they are here. And also the chair lady, Madam Gong, gave a farewell greeting as Father Edwin celebrated his first anniversary as a priest. Let's now take a listen to the message, her reactions.
My name na Comfort Gong, Parish Chair Lady for St. John Paul Parish Ekona. Today, we wish with Father Edwin his first anniversary, where he don't be with we for this whole year. We be very happy with him, and we beg God, say may God he continue for leading, make it go now ahead. So we be very happy, we the parishioners for this John Paul Parish. So we know say he go do his work, and he work he go now ahead in Jesus' name. Amen.
That was a package we all gathered for you at this end at St. John Paul II Parish Ekona. For all the main news within the course of the week. Next week, take a rendezvous, the same frequency, Parish News Roundup. I am being a humble reporter. The name is Cletus, reporting from St. John Paul II Parish Ekona. Ekona, an excellently knocked out negative activities. Over.
Thank you so much, Ndemasia Cletus. And straight away we take you to St. Martin de Porres Parish, Likumba, where the Christian community experienced a health campaign carried out by some students on internship from the St. Louis University in Douala. And this campaign was hinged on the necessity of personal hygiene and equally bringing into awareness some terminal diseases with the causative agents, curative measures, and of course whipping the appetite of the Christians to remain alleged as they were urged for a personal hygiene. We equally get more and details into today's liturgy and other happenings in that community. Let us get a report with our Parish News reporters, Safi Stephanie, always present and on time, together with close collaborators. They compiled details as we get in the upcoming report.
Greetings, dear televiewers of Divine Mercy Radio Television, and welcome to St. Martin de Porres Parish, Likumba. Today, Sunday, the 6th of April, 2025. We will be giving you an update of what made news today here in our parish. I am Tigor Brandon.
And I am Safra Stephanie. On Wednesday, the 2nd of April 2025, the parish priest celebrated Holy Mass at Q5 LCC.
And on to today, Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, Holy Mass began exactly at 6:30 a.m. with Reverend Father Ernest as the main celebrant, and the liturgy was led by St. Kizito's choir. This and many others will be unfolded to you by our correspondent, Owasu Clary. Stay tuned.
On Wednesday, the 2nd of April 2025, the parish priest, Reverend Father Ernest Nebangonjo, celebrated Holy Mass at Q5 LCC, in which the celebration began at exactly 5:20 p.m. and the liturgy was led by the Christians of that community. Still within that Holy Mass, we witnessed some few members of Q5 SCC that made their effort to attend that Holy Mass. And we also witnessed the body and blood of Christ, which was distributed to that Christians of that SCC. Holy Mass continued and ended at exactly 6:30 p.m. After that Mass, I caught up with a member from that SCC in which she expressed her sincere gratitude to the priest in the following words.
Hi, my name is Kanjo Brita. I'm a Christian from St. Martin de Porres, Likumba. Today, the 2nd of April 2025, the parish priest celebrated a mass at quarter 5 SCC. I'm very grateful to him. It was such a wonderful experience.
And on to today, Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, known as the 5th Sunday in Lent. ESC Holy Mass at St. Martin de Porres Parish, Lukumba, began at exactly 6:30 a.m. with the presiding priest, Reverend Father Ernest Nebangonjo, while the liturgy was led by St. Kisito's choir. In the light with homily, the presiding priest, Reverend Father Ernest, began by explaining to the Christians about the gospel passage for today and how important it is to keep the laws. The presiding priest continued by giving some few qualities of love, which are: love is given freely and love is out for conviction. Still within this period of homily, the presiding priest instilled in his Christians that they should not remain in their sinful life, for it was by our mistakes which leads to sin. But God called us today not to dwell on that mistakes, for it was a lesson and not a life sentence. Therefore, Father Ernest encouraged his Christians that Jesus Christ's love for us is for eternity, and this love can never fade, just as the readings for today tells us. Therefore, dwelling in these seasons of Lent, the Christians were called upon to be Christians of hope. Finally, Father ended by encouraging all to keep the faith so as to journey with Christ to the Easter joy that awaits us. Still within this Holy Mass, we witness the third rite for the catechumen, which was performed by the presiding priest, Reverend Father Ernest Nebangonjo, which it was a success. In the light of bread and wine, we had in the first place the newly dedicated CMA member, and we also had Mama Sabila for bread and wine, which was followed by Mrs. Epa Kingbelly. In the line with special offertory, we had Mami Sabila, Ella, and family, which came up for special offertory. Then after, it was followed by the newly dedicated members in CMA, which they came up to thank God for a success during their learning and dedicating, which was a success. Still within special offertory, we had Mrs. Epa Kingbelly and family that came up to thank God for an additional year in her life. This was crowned by the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus that came up for special offertory, thanking God for their life and praying for a successful meeting. Eucharistic celebration then continued. Immediately after the post-communion prayer, we had the students from St. Louis University of Douala that gave us a talk on drug tolerance and drug resistance. Eucharistic celebration then continued and ended at exactly 9:15 a.m. Immediately after the Holy Mass, a reporter was able to meet up with a student from St. Louis University Institute of Douala that had the following to say.
Greetings everyone, I'm Chenny Kalisa from St. Louis University Institute Douala. So I'm here with my team. We are here on internship and we are working under the Likumba Integrated Health Center. So as part of our curriculum, we have to come into the community to give health talk and educate people in the community about one or two things. So the first thing I'll be talking about here is personal hygiene.
personal hygiene is very important to us as humans because without this hygiene, we can't really like say we are healthy. Now, hygiene starting from our head down to our toe, how we take care of our hair, our body as a whole, right down to our, let me just say, our private parts. That is very important. So another thing we'll be talking about too is cancer. Now, cancer is of different forms, but it has been realized that the cancer that actually affects people the most, especially ladies now, is cervical cancer and breast cancer. For the men, we have prostate cancer. So we try as much as possible to say that cancer doesn't just develop in a day or two; it takes years for it to develop. For a person to start manifesting with signs and symptoms of cancer, it must have incubated in their system for a very long time. Now, for the ladies for breast cancer, they have a test called the mammogram, and this test is done. You can even do it once in 5 years. Same for men, especially for men who are above 40 years. They should go to do the screening for prostate cancer because it is very, very important. Cancer, which is realized at a very young age, at a very young stage, is easier to be treated than when it has already escalated. Now, for the ladies, it is advised that when you go to take your bath, when your body is weak, you can try. You use your fingers, you use the tip of your fingers to feel your breast because when cancer starts manifesting in your breast, you tend to have lumps. Now, if you're taking your shower and your body is weak, if you're cheek, let me say you're cheek on your right breast, you lift your right hand up, using your left hand, you try to palpate on your breast. Now, when palpating, you might feel like some kind of pain. You might see redness at times, although not that visible, but you're going to feel lumps in your breast. Now, when you feel lumps in your breast, it is a sign of danger. Now, it is being advisable that when you discover something as such, you go to a health center to go to a hospital as soon as possible.
We also caught up with Miss Eppa Kingbelly as she celebrates her birthday today and had the following to say.
I am Eppa Kimberly, Marishna of St. Martin the Parish, Likumba. Today, 6th of April, I'm celebrating 1 more year, additional year in my life, and I thank God for giving me the grace to see this new day, and for all those who have been supporting, encouraging me along the way. And I'd like to wish a happy 5th Sunday of Life to all viewers out there. Thank you.
This is what I said.
Finally, we caught up with a newly dedicated member of CMA. With so much joy in his heart, he had the following to say.
I come up for St. Martin the Parish, Likumba. Before one be dedicated, we will attend with school for St. Mary, the aspirants, where they never be dedicated. We attend the school for 1 year, 8 months for St. Mary school. So with school it will be for 1 year, 8 months for training. We first exam, second, now the last 1 week we take them, so we will go up for Boya for with dedication. We now with Bishop Bibi now we dedicate way. For inside the Kumbaye, we will do only 2 of us. We 2, in a Pambo, Bang Philip. So if you know go that school, they don't feel dedicate you. Or the moment we take with various exams, you know pass, you know to be dedicated. So as we go to school, we successfully pass for the 3 exams. That way we go with dedication for where. And now with certificate in this, we they award them for way for work done.
This has been the little package we had for the televiewers and friends of DMR TV. By God's grace, we are Ruby, and next Sunday for more interesting program from the end of the diocese. For self-presentation, I have been Safa Stephanie.
And I am Tigo Brano. Behind the digital camera, it has been Owasu Clary. So together, we say goodbye from St. Martin the Parish, Likumba, and keep watching Divine Mercy Radio Television. St. Martin the Parish, Likumba, one family.
Thank you so much for that report. Our parish news reporters always very, very poised to bring to our notice updates with regard to happenings in their parish. And straight away we shall take you to Queen of the Holy Rosary Parish, Mile 2, Livanda in Limbe. Stella Ebong equally has been on board and draws our attention as she updates us on happenings in that parish. Her report.
Greetings, televiewers. What marvels the Lord has done, indeed, we are glad. It is the 5th Sunday of Lent, year C. We are at St. Michael Mission Station, one of the mission stations on the Queen of the Holy Rosary Parish, Livanda. The Mass was celebrated by Reverend Father Clifford Fonji, and the Christians are also in church, and the Mass, he focused on the sacrament of penance, telling the Christians the importance of penance. We could also see chairs, which was being donated by the Fonnuis family. One of our favorite Christian, Mama Rosemary Fonnui, saw the need of the Christians to sit down during Mass and decided to provide chairs for the Christians at St. Michael Mission Station.
We are at St. Michael Mission Station, one of the mission stations in the Queen of the Holy Rosary Parish, Livanda, Mile 2, Limbe. Reverend Father Clifford Fonji officiated the Mass. You could see the Christians in church just before the Mass started. The priest began the Mass with the sign of the cross, as usual, and the Christians sang the Lord have mercy. The various readings continues, and in his homily he told the Christians the importance of the sacrament of penance. The fact that the Christian has to accept his sin and be able to confess it. Also, that they should avoid condemning others, knowing fully well that they are all sinners and they are all in need of the mercy of God. The Mass continued through the offertory. The Christians went to the table of the Lord to receive the Holy Communion. Also, you could see how they sat on a chair, on chairs which were offered by the Fonnuis family. Mama Rosemary Fonui is one of the fervent Christians on the St. Michael's mission. She has seen that the Christians need chairs to sit during Mass to be able to pray well. Also, thanking God for her family for all the blessings God have done for her, she decided to offer these chairs. These are the chairs. You could see the Christians sitting down in the chair. The Mass ended with the final prayers, and the Christians all went back, and we are begging the Christians to keep on journeying with the Lord in this Lenten season as it comes to an end. They should remember the pillars of Lent: giving, prayer, and fasting not only from food but from their weaknesses, so that they can become holy, as it is said during the second reading.
Hello, televiewers. This is what happened today, this Sunday, at St. Michael Mission Station. All praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. We keep on reminding the Christians that during this Lenten period, we don't say hallelujah. As also we try to remind them to keep on the pillars of Lent. As this journey of the Lenten season comes closer to the end, they should remember to give, to pray, and to be able to fast not only from food, but from their wrongdoing, so that they can be able to become holy, as the second reading told us. It is Stella Ebon reporting for Divine Mercy Television. Happy Lenten season to all our Christians, to all our viewers of Divine Mercy Television.
And straight away we shall take you to St. Jote Thaddeus Parish, mile 14, Zibanda. What of note is the fact that the Bishop of the Diocese of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, paid a pastoral visit to that parish today. And that parish and that community is often referred to as the land of the wise. The community was filled with lots of joy, lots of assurance, hope, and rejuvenation as they felt the impact of their chief shepherd and the spiritual father. A wise reporter from the land of the wise, Valentine Dumwa, always present, compared the details with regard to happenings in that parish. Let us get details and more in the upcoming report.
Sunday the 6th of April 2025, being the 5th Sunday of Lent year C, saw the wonderful event, the coming of His Lordship Michael Miabisu Bibi. St. Jude Thaddeus Parish, my 14th Ibanda, and the entire Christians came out in their numbers to welcome His Lordship Michael Miabisu Bibi, who came to the parish for his annual pastoral visit. Their great outing, amidst their dressing and facial expression, the ululation, the fanfare, showed the love and great attachment to their bishop. Their happiness and joy was manifested in a pontifical high mass celebrated by His Lordship Michael Miabisu Bibi. During this mass, the bishop thanked the entire Christians for their commitments towards the entire pastoral works of the parish. He encouraged them to continue with their good works towards building God's house. He expressed the need for a tabernacle with the body of Christ in church. He told them that it can only be done through concerted efforts. He urged them to work towards realizing that goal. Still, during this mass, he urged them to be prayerful and carry all their burdens to the Lord. He told them that God's mercy is always available to those who seek it. He warned them not to be quick to judge. He warned them not to be quick to judge others while ignoring their own sins. Finally, he warned against focusing on the peck in their brother's eye while ignoring the plank in their own. During offertory, all the SCCs of St. Jude Thaddeus Parish, my 14th Ibanda, brought in their special thanksgiving to thank God for all the many blessings that He has accorded them. They also came to thank God for seeing them through or seeing them so far during this Lenten period. They were also very happy for the visit of the bishop to their parish. Their facial expression and dancing spirits spoke volumes. Accept once again the warmest of greetings from the land of the wise. In what men news over this end, the entire Christians or the entire choristers of the Munya Deanery converge at St. Jude Thaddeus Parish, my 14th Ibanda, last Wednesday, the 2nd of April 2025, for a deanery choir practice. They came to heighten preparations towards the priestly ordination that comes up on the 24th of April 2024. They came to fine-tune their melody and give the occasion the grandeur it deserves. The president of the Munya Deanery Choir, Mr. Joseph, had this to say. I also spoke with the assistant music director, Mr. Anong McDonough, who was also happy and had this to say.
I'm not Joseph. I am the president of the Munya Deanery Choir.
Today we are in my 14th Dibanda at St. Jude's Parish to continue with the rehearsal sessions that we have been going through in other parishes in preparations for the priestly ordination come April 24th. And I can say as at now we are 50% gone, and we want to do our best to see that the day become a success. So we are also encouraging other choristers within our junior whom have not yet joined us for this preparation that they should toe the line so that we'll make the day a success.
In another news, the entire Christians of my 14th Ibanda joined the entire diocesan team last Saturday, the 5th of April, 2025, for a Lenten pilgrimage to Bongjongo, organized by His Lordship Michael Miabusu Bibi. Like the famous pilgrims in the Canterbury Tales, they gathered in front of the church at Dibanda to embark on a spiritual journey. They were blessed by Reverend Father Ernest Epang, who wished them their heart's desire and the blessings that goes with a spiritual undertaking. At the foot of the road to the 14th station, the Christians of my 14th Ibanda were engulfed by a spiritual undertaking. They were poised to upload all their spiritual burden at the road to Calvary. They expressed their sorrows, highlighted in the song, Man of Sorrows, wrapped in grief, bow thine ear to our relief. The pilgrims also came with a strong conviction and believed that Jesus will forgive their sins as they journey with him to Calvary. Their sorrow was echoed in their song. When I survey the wondrous cross on which the price of glory died, the Prince of Glory died, my richest gain I count but loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. In all, they resolved to arise and return to Jesus. I caught up with 3 pilgrims from my 14th Ibanda. Madame Ba Monica, who was also there and had this to say.
Ba Monica from St. Jude's Parish, my 14th Ibanda. I am very, very happy to be amongst those who climbed up this 14th station. I feel so delighted. I am very happy. I know that all the burdens I have put them to Christ. That is why I am so light. Looking at the turnout for this year, even though I wasn't there last year, it is wonderful, which means many of us had burdens that we have come to Christ to be light as a paper. Thank God for this day. And I pray for those who are still coming up, that God give them the strength, let them meet us so that we continue to sing and shout Hosanna unto thy holy name.
I also spoke to Madame G. Linda, who was happy and relieved from all her burden and had this to say.
Linda, St. Jude's Parish, my 14. We, the Christians of my 14th Ibanda, we are here to do the Lenten pilgrimage organized by our very own bishop. We want to thank him for this very beautiful gift, because it's a gift and it's a privilege for us who are still alive to be able to walk this road. In Pidgin we say road for Calvary. We have gone through the 14 stations. It's an interesting journey for us. For those who know, especially to me, I would say it's very interesting because I had a number of worries which I know after finishing with the 14 stations, the God has already taken it away from me.
At the end, I also caught up with sister from my 14th Ibanda, Ash, who was also happy and expressed herself as follows.
My 14th Ibanda, and I'm here with the other Christians from the diocesan pilgrimage And looking at the crowd, if I compare with last year, I know many people are still coming. It's going to really, it's a spiritual exercise, and people have taken it very seriously because we all need God. You know, without God, we cannot do anything. We are leaning on God, and that's why Christians have come out so massively to participate in this spiritual exercise because they know the benefits.
Dear viewers of Divine Mercy Radio and Television, that was the report we gathered for you this week. See you next week for what we would have gathered. Behind the camera, we have Rodrigue Kum, and of course, behind the microphone, I have been your humble and regular servant, Valentine Andong Moi, reporting from the land of the wise. Keep watching Divine Mercy Radio and Television. God bless you. Over.
Our wise reporter Valentine Dungma from the land of the wise with that succinct report. And the Christian community, as we heard in that report, was enlivened, especially with the presence of the bishop in his pastoral visit today, His Lordship Bishop Michael Bibi. And straight away, dear TV friend, we shall take you to another parish. That is St. Joseph Thaddeus Parish, mile 14, Boli Famba. And this Sunday saw the third stage of the scrutiny with regard to catechumen undergoing the rite of Christian initiation of adults, alongside the liturgy being permeated with lots of thanksgiving and blessings bestowed upon those who had the March as their birth month. Let us get more in the upcoming report with our parish news reporter, Thor Frederick.
Greetings, fellow viewers of GMR TV, and welcome to another edition of the Parish News Roundup from St. Jude Parish, Polyfarmer, Mile 16, the Garden of Hope.
The week started with SCC activities where on Tuesday, the 1st of April 2025, St. Rita SCC had their SCC Mass and Infant Baptism, which was celebrated by Father Cyril Keller. And on Friday, the 4th of April 2025, we had our first Friday Vigil, which started with Holy Mass, celebrated by Father Nestor Nyamjo, who later exposed the Blessed Sacrament for adoration through praise and worship, spiritual talks, healing and deliverance that was done by Father Aka Cletus. Today, Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, which is the 5th Sunday of Lent, we did the third scrutiny of the elect, where the elect were anointed with the oil of catechumens by Father Nestor Nyamjo, and the elect were also handed the Our Father by their godparents. Those born in the month of March received blessing, and Our Lady Queen of Peace Choir blessed their new musical instruments.
Thanks for watching. I have been your reporter, Thor Frederick Akongo, and Mr. Brice Achua behind the camera.
Welcome back, dear TV friend. And straight away we shall take you into Holy Trinity Parish, Bota, a Christian community with the famous dictum, "We belong, we participate." Nzi Richard was able to compile activities that have been transpiring in that parish, and right up to today's liturgical celebrations with both masses, the 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. mass celebrated in that Christian community by the priest. Let us get more in the upcoming report with our parish news reporter, Nzi Richard.
Hello, dear viewers of GMRT of the Diocese of Boya. You are once more welcome to Holy Trinity Parish, Bota. Holy Trinity Parish, Bota is just beside the Atlantic Ocean, a parish where I belong, I participate, I contribute to make it beautiful for God. For one main news at the course of the week, on Monday, the members of Catholic Charismatic Renewal Bota Deanery had their recollection here at the Holy Trinity Parish, Bota. Today being the 5th Sunday of Lent, we had two masses here at Holy Trinity Parish Bota, the 7 a.m. and the 9 a.m. Mass. During the 9 a.m. Mass, members of Soba Victoria chapter came to thank God. During the 9 a.m. Mass, they did the bread and wine. They also did a special thanksgiving, and there was also child presentation. This and many we have for you. Let's go watch. On Monday, the 31st of March 2025, and the 4th week of Lent, a Christian by name Dr. Gima Johnny celebrated his birthday, age 19, and the Mass was celebrated by Reverend Father Peter Namongo, the parish priest of Holy Trinity Parish Bota, who blessed him. Thereafter, the members of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal Bota Deanery had their recollection here at the Holy Trinity Parish Bota. They started with Stations of the Cross. They had their recollection. A talk was given to them by Reverend Father Peter Namongo, and they ended the recollection with Holy Mass. I caught up with the coordinator. Take a listen to her.
Call Sister Anson Patience, the coordinator of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal Bota Deanery. Yeah, we choose this day so special for do our deanery recollection, like most especially during this Lenten time. We decide say for come as a deanery for hold our recollection, and we choose this Lenten time for say na time where church we call we for do sacrifice, almsgiving. So we come like a deanery for say that during this time where we empty ourselves, we do recollection of ourselves, we get into ourselves, for see how far we represent God, for see how far we encounter God during this period of Lenten time.
Today, the 5th of April 2025, the 5th Sunday of Lent, here at the Holy Trinity Parish Bota, two masses was being celebrated, the 7 a.m. and the 9 a.m. Mass. The members of the Soba Limbe Victoria chapter were here present at the Holy Trinity Parish Bota to thank God during the 9 a.m. Mass. They did the bread and wine procession. They also did a special thanksgiving. I caught up with one of them. Take a listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, on the behalf of the Soba Victoria chapter, I'm Dine Clovis Zege, Interim Secretary General of the chapter. As tradition, every 19th of March is St. Joseph Feast Day, so the Victoria boys decided to join today to celebrate the St. Joseph Feast Day. St. Joseph is our patron saint, and as a patron saint, we hold him at high esteem. That's why we chose the Bota Seaside Church to celebrate and to thank God for what he has been doing for all of us, the Sobans in the Victoria chapter. So the solemn Mass has just ended.
And during this Mass, a child presentation was done in church. They also did a thanksgiving. And a birthday celebrant by name Madame Ewule Lisette celebrated her birthday during this 9 a.m. Mass. This is what we gathered for you here this week here at the Holy Trinity Parish Bota. Reporting for GMR TV News, sharing the light of hope here at the Holy Trinity Parish Bota, I am D. Richard. Over to you in the studio for now.
And now to Limbe Deanery, we are taking you to Holy Family Parish Newtown in Limbe. That Christian community, very, very vibrant and active community as well. Witness in the course of the week some happenings that transpired right up to today, being the 5th Sunday of Lent in the church's liturgical calendar year C. Immaculate Matike, always working in close collaboration with Ra Kalmi George, were able to compile details. Let us get details and more with Immaculate Matike in the upcoming report.
On Sunday, the 30th of March 2025, the members of Catholic Men Association visited St. George Mission Station to create a branch for the association under Holy Family Parish. To boost their spirituality, Reverend Father Sebastian Fonsa encouraged the new members that they are the first wing of the church, followed by the Catholic Women Association. As such, they should take their responsibilities seriously. At the end of the Eucharistic celebration, our reporter caught up with the parish CMA president, who had this to say.
Today, this day 30th of March 2025, to come and install the branch of St. George Mission Station, Better New Layout. This is the third branch, the Holy Family Parish. So thank God for this exercise today. It's the growth of CMA, and we think that by CMA growing also, it will go to strengthen the growth of this church. So we thank God for this day. It's been long in coming. Send people here to come and sensitize and mobilize. You know, it's a fast growing mission station, and it's just not, they have enough members now to form a branch so that they can carry out their activities, so that the parish, the CMA in the parish can grow stronger and stronger.
And on Wednesday, the 2nd of April, the Christians of Holy Family Parish joined the members of the Tatar family to bid farewell to their mother and grandmother in the person of Madame Mary Tatar. May her gentle soul rest in peace. And as the week draws to a close, the Christians of the Diocese of Boya convert at the foot of Our Lady Queen of Angel Parish in Bojongo for the 2025 Diocesan Lenten Pilgrimage on Saturday, the 5th of April 2025. The Christians of Holy Family Parish were not left out, as they took active participation in this pilgrimage to reinforce their spirituality in this Lenten season. The spiritual exercise began with Stations of the Cross, followed by confession, where the Christians used the opportunity to atone for their sins. The high point of the celebration was Thanksgiving according to Dinari, as the Limbe Dinari showcased their commitment to the diocese through their massive turnout and support. After being fulfilled with this pilgrimage, Madame Akote had this to say.
Akote from Newtown Parish, London. We came for this pilgrimage expecting that we were going to, we are coming there, as normally a pilgrimage retreat is something that you come to renew your faith, to strengthen your faith, and to listen to the word of God. And when we came, we had to start from down the valley, trekking and reciting the Station of the Cross. And that's part of the pilgrimage routine. As we are praying, we are moving with Jesus and trying to feel the pains he felt when he was on the way to be crucified. He moved on all the stations, 14 stations, and that's the same thing we did. Each station we stand there, we have to meditate and we pray, begging God for mercy upon us, because all of us, we are all sinners, and on pilgrimage we know we are all passing through, but passing through we know we have to make heaven, and in order to make heaven you have to live a righteous life. So this year was the year that, because the pilgrimage normally holds once in a year, so this year I attended the one this year, and it was so wonderful. The population that came was so encouraging.
Majority of the Christians could be sighted from a distance getting sacramentals for various reasons, such as prayers and to increase their spirituality. The caretaker of the pilgrimage center, who also sells sacramentals, explained to us the significance of these sacramentals.
Madam Chair, I'm a member of this parish, Regina Angelulu Parish, the Queen of Angel of Bojongo. I'm the one in charge of this. I'm the one in charge of this pilgrim center. I control the center, and at the same time, I'm in charge of the sacramentals. I sell sacramentals, and as you can see, there are different types of sacramentals, but I would like to talk about the Holy Rosary, the importance of the sacramentals in the church. Although if we look out there, we see some people, they criticize us Catholics that the sacramentals are idols. But it is not an idol. It's not idol worship, because sacramentals, they help to build our spiritual lives. They help us to encourage us to pray. For example, this is a Holy Rosary.
If you look St. Michael, the statues of Mary, they are here. But you look at the Holy Rosary. Holy Rosary in Catholic Church is first of all a very powerful weapon in Catholic Church. We used to pray.
And today, being the 5th Sunday of Lent, the Christians of Holy Family Parish answered present for this Eucharistic celebration. In his homily, Reverend Father Francis Ngwe called on the Christians not to judge one another, as nobody is perfect in the sight of God. He further explained that the woman in the gospel of today was given a second chance to live a holy life. As such, we should endeavor to give others second chances when they offend us, just as Christ did today in the gospel, he concluded. The high point of the mass was bread and wine and thanksgiving done by the Simple Women Meeting, Newtown branch, and the people born in the month of April were blessed, as it is a tradition in Holy Family Parish.
Report came from Immaculate Matike, a very reliable parish news reporter from Holy Family Parish, Newtown in Limbe, always working in close collaboration with Kanywe Georgia. Gentlemen friend, at this point in time, we shall take you to Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish, that is a smaller support in Aboya. Our parish news reporters, Safi Stephanie, John Paul equally were able to put together happenings within the Cathedral Parish. Let us get to details and more in the upcoming report.
Hello TV friends of Divine Mercy Radio and Television. You are welcome to Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish Small Support. And today I'll be reporting from St. Mary Mission Station here in Tole. As to what in main news in the course of the week, last Sunday we saw the members of the Young Christian Workers, the YCW, having their general meeting, during which they carried out elections to have the people that are going to lead the activities of the Young Christian Workers of the Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish here in Small Support. On Wednesday, we had a facilitator from the Caritas of the Diocese of Boya who came for a meeting with the local resource persons here at the Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish main mission and the members of St. Jude Apostolate. Saturday, our Christians went to Bojongo for our Lenten pilgrimage, and we shall bring you updates from that pilgrimage. Today is Sunday, the 6th of April 2025. We shall be bringing you activities that took place here during the Mass at St. Mary Mission Station, Tole. Don't go away, I'll be right back.
Last Sunday, the 30th of March 2025, the members of the Young Christian Workers, YCW, had their general meeting at the main mission. During this meeting, the members evaluated the past year 2024 and set a way forward for this year 2025. The members equally carried out elections during the meeting.
Henrietta Akara, a Christian from Regina Pacis Cathedral Small Support, the newly elected president of YCW, which is the Young Christian Workers. I am here today. I will first of all thank those who voted me, and I am here to encourage those who are not members of the YCW to be part of it. Remember, we are Young Christian Workers. We are here to mobilize and make sure that the work of God moves forward.
My name is Gemto Kamani Christian from the Boyadinari. I am the vice president, especially from the Boyatown branch, and I am honored today to be here at Small Support, who are having their Dinari elections, and I'm here to present the Dinari with my president, though she's seemingly busy with one or two. On the other hand, I would rather switch to Pidgin, so I will help tell the others, my colleagues, friends, the roots of the Boyadinari Federation, to understand that we are here today, especially down at Small Support, to encourage them so as to belong to a youth movement, which is one of the most healthy and serious way to encourage our church to become a better place tomorrow. Without this, I know I have much to say, but with the limited time being given on me, I will just say, let's encourage ourselves to be one.
On Wednesday, a facilitator from the Caritas office, the Diocese of Boya, had a meeting with a local resource person for the main mission and some members of St. Jude Apostolate. This meeting was aimed at revamping the Parish Caritas as well as changing the name of the group from Parish Caritas to Social Welfare Caritas. On Saturday, our Christians from the 3 mission stations that make up Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish Small Support joined the entire Christians of the Diocese of Boya for the annual Lenten pilgrimage at the Our Lady of Angels Parish in Bojongo. Our parish was highly represented, especially with the Cathedral Parish Choir that animated the Mass. Today is Sunday, the 6th of April 2025, and it is the 5th Sunday of Lent in the Church's liturgical calendar year C. Mass at St. Mary Mission Station Tole started at 6:40 a.m., celebrated by Monsignor Moses Tazo and animated by the Holy Trinity Choir. During the Mass, we had a Caritas collection in which the Christians came out massively to support this collection, as it is meant to help the poor and needy in our community. We equally saw the Titas family coming up for special offertory to thank God for all the blessings they have received throughout the year 2024 and pray for more blessings for this year 2025. Just like the psalmist have it for us this Sunday, what marvels the Lord has done for us, indeed we were glad.
Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us. That's the package we put together for you this Sunday, the 6th of April 2025. Special thanks to all the parish reporters of Regina Pacis Cathedral Parish Small Support. Keep watching Divine Mercy Radio Television and reporting from St. Mary Mission Station Tole. I am your regular reporter, John Paul.
And we get the compass tilted this time around to St. Francis Parish, Mutengene. Let us get details with Janet Fona together with her associates, those working within the Parish News Reporters team there in that parish. Let us get a picture on happenings within that community.
Hello there and welcome to St. Francis Parish, Mutengene. In today's episode, we'll be sharing with you insight into activities that took place within the week. So please stay tuned and don't miss out on the important information that we'll be giving to you.
Today, Sunday, Mass began in spirit at 7 a.m. with the Christians all set and ready, accompanied by the melodious songs of St. Francis Choir filling the air. The parish priest, Reverend Father Elvis Kumkina, focused on the theme, Stone the Sin and Not the Sinner, emphasizing on the need for people to stop judging one another based on their past and current behaviors and urging them to cease such acts. Madame Yeba Delphine is a Christian and explains her take-home message from the homily and how she intends to share it with friends and family members.
My name is Madame Yeba Enes. I'm from St. Francis Parish. Today being the 5th Sunday of Lent, my take-home message for today from the Gospel of John is stone the sin and not the sinner. That touched me personally, making me to understand that when you found somebody in sin, look on the sin and not crucify the person or stone the person to death, but rather check on that sin and help him or her to get out of it, not by talking against him or her or going to people telling them how he or she has done this, done that.
Moving on to Sunday alms, offering was collected from children, mothers and fathers respectively. This was followed by Thanksgiving by Mamin Verumbeng and SEC 11A. The Mass later transitioned to the communion rite, where all Christians who had spiritually prepared themselves for the Holy Mass walked forward to receive the body of Christ. With that, we bid you farewell on this edition of Parish News Roundup here at St. Francis Parish, Mutengene. By God's grace, we hope to see you next Sunday. I am for Tracy, technically assisted by Kenny Tekle.
So much, Tracy, for bringing to us that report live from St. Francis Parish, Mutengene. And dear TV friend, we shall be taking you to the last report for tonight's edition of Parish News Roundup. This time around, we shall get the ball rolling into the vicinity of the university setting. That is, we're talking about St. Peter and Paul University Parish in Boya, Moliko precisely. A Parish News reporters Kirujo Limnyoy, working in close collaboration together with Omo Michael, brings to our notice updates about happenings in that parochial community. Let us get details in their upcoming report.
Dear TV friends, you are welcome to the St. Peter and Paul University Parish for what made news in the course of this week. This Friday, 4th of April, the parishioners of this parish gathered together to adore the Sacred Heart of Jesus in their usual First Friday adoration program. We'll bring to you the report from that evening. Also, yesterday, the parishioners joined the other parishioners of the entire Diocese of Boya for their annual Lenten pilgrimage to Bojongo. And also today, the 5th Sunday of Lent, year C, there were two masses in this parish today, and the first mass celebrated by the curate, Reverend Father Kenneth Binka, and the second mass celebrated by the parish priest, Reverend Father Desmond Asongacha. Follow in this report to know what made news in the course of this.
As the Holy Mother Church continues with its Lenten observances, Christians of the St. Peter and Paul University Parish continue to engage on different spiritual activities to fortify themselves. On Friday, the 4th of April 2025, they gathered in the parish church from 5 p.m. for their first Friday adoration prayers. Also featuring in this spiritual activity were Stations of the Cross, Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, Prayers of Mercy, Holy Mass, and others. The intentions written by Christians were prayed over and then burned immediately after the Mass, and now Christians remain in expectation that as the smoke rises to heaven, their prayers will be answered. Turning the page over to Saturday, the 5th of April 2025, Christians of the St. Peter and Paul University Parish joined other parishes at the holy ground of the Regina Angelorum Parish for the diocesan annual pilgrimage in Bojongo. And flipping the page over to today, Sunday, the 5th of April 2025, Christians of the St. Peter and Paul University Parish had their usual 3 masses as they celebrated the 5th Sunday of Lent Church Year C. In the first mass celebrated by Reverend Father Kenneth Binkar, he called on Christians that inasmuch as they face challenges as they journey in their Christian life, they should know that there is still hope. For even though there was a passion on Good Friday, there came that joy on Easter Sunday. He ended his homily by calling on Christians to put in more effort in their Lenten observances, calling on them not to hurry to judge others, but instead look into themselves and find areas they need to change. Still within the first Mass, catechumens who are preparing to receive the sacraments this coming Easter had their third scrutiny rites this Sunday, the 5th Sunday of Lent, Church Year C.
Today, the 5th Sunday, and then on Friday there will be the presentation of the Lord's Prayer to the elect and the candidates. Then from there, they will during the Easter week, before the Holy Week, there will be confession for those who have already been baptized, and then on Saturday there will be the rite of baptism to the catechumens or the elect. Easter Sunday there will be their first Holy Communion. Then they will join the candidates for confirmation in June. I think that's the program for the candidates this year.
After Holy Communion, Mr. and Mrs. Fusu received blessings from the celebrating priest on the occasion of their 23rd anniversary in marriage. They also came up for a special thanksgiving to thank God for journeying with them all through these 23 years. In the second mass celebrated by Reverend Father Desmond Asongacha, he called on Christians to dispose themselves to God during this Lenten period so that God can use them accordingly. In both masses, those born in the month of April came forth in thanksgiving to God for giving them the opportunity to see another new year. After their thanksgiving offertory, those born in the month of April received birthday blessings from the celebrating priest and birthday chants from the congregation.
Much for following and for getting what made news in this part of the diocese. We cannot go without thanking those who assisted us in the compiling of this report. We thank Jude, who is at the camera and who is giving us the report of these days. We thank the parish priest, Reverend Father Desmond Asongacha, for his continuous support for the Social Communications Committee. We thank all those who came up for the interviews. We thank you too, Father, at the studio. And I have been your humble correspondent, Umo Michael Ekpenyong, at the St. Paul University Parish for the Divine Mercy Radio and Television. Divine Mercy Radio and Television, sharing the light of hope. Over to you, Father.
With that report, we draw the curtains for tonight's edition of Parish News Roundup here in the Diocese of Boya and broadcasting from the Divine Mercy Radio Television. Dear TV friend, before we take leave of you, we heartily wish you to utilize this opportunity to render immense gratitude to all our Parish News reporters for the relentless efforts in order to see that we are all updated about happenings here in the Diocese of Boya. We equally use this opportunity to render gratitude to all our highly esteemed viewers, those of you following us and glued to your television screens and following programs over the Divine Mercy Radio Television, especially this favorite program of yours, Parish News Roundup, which updates you on happenings within the Diocese of Boya. It is on this count that we want to recognize all those of you who have extended greetings, but permit me take three of you. That is somebody saying a good evening to you all and gratitude to all the Parish News reporters. You are all doing a great job by updating us with news all over the diocese. Kudos to our Chief Shepherd. This is Mami Ebai Mercy watching and writing straight from the US. She just gave us an inbox with regard to that. Thank you. The same greetings are coming from Madame Prudence, writing us from the nation's capital in Yaoundé, who is always following programs, and Mrs. Viviana Fomenki equally greeting us. These are the persons who have extended greetings in a litany of so many. We are so grateful. We cannot exhaust the list now, but we recognize your acknowledgement and appreciation. Thank you so much, dear TV friend. Know Your Faith is the televised catechetical program of the proper teacher of the faith in the Diocese of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, where the bishop updates and treats very, very relevant topics with regard to the faith and morals. Tomorrow, being the 7th of April 2025, is another televised catechetical program of the Bishop of Boya, Know Your Faith. The Bishop will be teaching at Immaculate Conception Parish, Great Support tomorrow, and focus on tomorrow's teaching will be based on the Holy Week and specifically on the Easter Triduum. And this program begins at 10:30 a.m. You can follow us over the Divine Mercy Radio Television or over the various social media platforms of the Diocese of Boya and be nourished with regard to the faith and morals. You can pose your questions to the teacher of the faith, who is willing and readily available to clarify you. Thank you so much. Hoping to get all of you on board tomorrow as the teacher of the faith takes up another teaching. Dear TV friend, for tonight's production and editing, it was spearheaded by John Philip Wanla, who was at the forefront. General supervision came in from the station manager herself, Joyce Mbong, and our broadcaster for tonight has been Kindness Jokum, pressing the 101 buttons, and for tonight's presentation, I have been Reverend Father Martin Njemoka, urging you to stay tuned to more interesting programs over the Divine Mercy Radio Television. God willing, and by the grace of God, we'll meet again next week, same time, same program, same TV station, same highly esteemed audience. That is you listening to us. It is Divine Mercy Radio Television, sharing the light of hope. Boya Diocese, proclaim the good news. I am with you always. Happy New Week to you all, and it's a goodbye from our end to yours. Stay blessed.